Hi guys, hello beautiful souls, and welcome to this month's full moon meditation in Gemini. I'm really delighted to be able to join with you online, and I hope that I can kind of create a bit of the same vibe I normally would with my my groups that I normally, I'd normally be in person. We'd normally be sat in the lounge down at the farmhouse. We'd have the fire going. So I really hope that we can kind of just create our own sort of similar relaxed vibe. As much as we can't be together in person, I hope that we can still kind of feel connected. And I really just want this next hour to hour and a half just to be for you. Take this time for you and just relax. Please don't be looking at this ugly mug for the next hour and a half. Make sure you kind of just put the phone to the side and just close your eyes, listen, have a candle on or a lamp, just something nice and relaxing. Make sure you've got your blanket. I've got my blanket here as well, and I've got my cup of tea here as well, got to make sure all the comforts are there. So yeah, I'd like you guys to kind of just do exactly that. Just make sure you're comfortable. Got your jammies on, that's great. In bed, on the sofa, on a chair, a nice beanbag on the floor. Just make sure you're comfortable and that this time is for you. So yeah, I'm actually buzzing. I'm really excited. I'm feeling quite, I'm vibrating with this lunar energy actually. So yeah, I'm really excited. I am going to start by just giving us a little spritz of some moon spray that I've made up. And actually, interestingly, I'm brewing a batch at the moment that will be brewed, I suppose is the best way to put it, under this Eclipse full moon. And I will actually hopefully have them up for sale in probably about 10 days, 2 weeks. So they should be nice, potent, strong sprays with this fabulous energy that we have at the moment. But what I'd like you to do now is just to take a moment. Maybe place your hand on your heart and just take a deep breath in. And breathe down into your stomach and just centre yourself. Hi Lorraine. And just centre yourself. And I'm going to spritz this lovely moon spray over myself, but in doing so, you're able to absorb it as well. So I'd like you to take some nice deep breaths in now. And just let it move through you. Taking all the goodness. So I'm really hoping you've all had a wonderful weekend, that you've managed to relax, and that this will be a lovely way just to end the weekend and really gear you up and take you into a brand new week. So before we get into details, I thought we could pull a card and just see what the energy for this meditation will be. So just bear with me while I put the energy into the cards. If you have anything that potentially you maybe like some guidance or some advice on, now is a really good time just to put it out there. And in a moment I will pull a card and we will see what information these cards have for us. Okay, this is an interesting one. Okay, guys. I don't know if you can see it, sorry, the light's not best. It says, confidence is your key to success. New moon in Leo. Look at that lovely lion, that yellowy orange. That's all your solar plexus and your sacral kind of chakra colours. And a lion is a lovely, beautiful, powerful animal to have as well. So I'm just going to have a little read of the information booklet and see what it has to say for us a moment. Sorry, there's me dropping everything now. Okay, and now this is very fitting because we are at the start of eclipse season, which is classed as a new cycle. So this card heralds a new cycle for you, when you're going to look and feel more gorgeous. Yes, please. Don't we all want to, especially coming up to Christmas and coming out of lockdown as well. You may feel like you're more in the spotlight, or that you have something more worth showing off. So if there is something you are looking to work towards, somebody's attention you're looking for, this card says it's coming. But however, it may not happen all by itself. And this is what we often say with moon work and manifesting. You have to be willing to do your bit. So that means being proud of who you are and what you have to offer. And be willing to kind of put yourself out there as well, so that the universe can meet you part way. So think of yourself as the king or queen of the jungle and carry yourself accordingly. How lovely is that? Especially for anybody watching I'm a Celeb. There you go. This card also is a great omen if you're asking about a creative project you're working on. Alternatively, it can herald good news or a new start for you and for your children. And it says, attune to the moon, and I like this message. It says, make sure you make time to have fun. Okay, so it's very much energy of being big and brave-hearted, of having pride in who you are. So yeah, this is energy saying love yourself, and so you should. If you've been too much of a wallflower, this card comes as a reminder that you need to be proud of who you are and step out of those shadows. All right, so I will just show you that one more time. I'm sorry, the light's not the best there. Isn't it lovely? That beautiful lion. Just allow that kind of image to imprint into your third eye and soak that up. Okay. Right, so now we've had our moon spray and we've settled into that. We've pulled our card. We are going to begin the session. So I'd like to really welcome any of you that have not been along or not joined in on any of my full moon meditations before. And a big hello to, and a welcome back to those of you that have. First and foremost, I would like to say that this is entirely a safe space. It's a completely safe space where I would like you just to be able to feel that it's okay to be vulnerable, that it's okay to be open and to let go. And actually maybe even hopefully by it being online like this and you being able to be in your own environment at home, maybe that would be even easier perhaps than being in a room with other other people and potentially people you don't know. So hopefully that will be able to kind of shine through. So yeah, it's a completely safe space. We're not doing anything particularly weird or voodoo or strange here tonight. We're not dancing around the fire naked. We could arrange that at some point, have a bit of fun, but we aren't. It's very, very simply just a really basic release and let go exercise. So I will be running through now a little bit why we use the full moon, the current energy of this Gemini full moon. We will go into a meditation. This is going to be quite a deep meditation, but I will explain that nearer the time. Then we have two little exercises to do. in helping us to release and let go. And then we will just finish off with another little meditation to end out the session. So, the full moon. Okay, so throughout civilizations, many cultures have been guided by the lunar cycles. For example, it would have guided them through the year, first and foremost. It would have given them their calendar. It would have guided them whether it's planting their crops, whether they need to go out hunting, harvesting, the various seasons. And I guess they would have been very much in touch and in tow with the natural rhythms and the natural cycles of nature, which, let's be quite honest, we have very much, especially sort of since the Industrial Revolution and factories and technology and machinery and everything's come into play. We've kind of tapped out. We rely on a calendar on the wall or the calendar on our phone and the messages and the time. We, instead of being guided by nature, we're guided really by external forces. So what we're doing now a little bit is allowing ourselves really just to tap back in, which is really wonderful. We're taking ourselves back to our natural state. So we're not doing anything strange or anything weird or anything voodoo. And I'm sure you have noticed, whether from a young child, more recently, since seeing various information around the moon being on social media or bits and pieces over the last couple of years, but you've probably noticed yourself how much you are actually drawn to the sheer awesomeness of the moon. The captivating raw beauty that she has when she's sat in the sky, and you could be driving along that road and kind of see her rising up over the horizon, and it's really awe-inspiring. Or you could look out the window and you just catch that beautiful white, that beautiful white sphere, and you just are mesmerised, captivated. And have you ever noticed that when you are, you're caught by her luminousness, her bright, calming white light there, that you feel like a calmness washes through you, that you kind of feel more grounded and that you feel more centred, that you just feel a lot more peaceful. So really, without even knowing it, just by connecting yourself there with her lunarship, as I call her, you've managed to connect with the natural world, and you're absorbing its rich power, literally just by simply being. And then bringing a little bit of awareness to it as well just adds to the magic. So full moons are known to stir up, heighten and magnify emotions and behaviours. You've probably all heard of the term lunatic. That was termed sort of back when they used to put people into the asylums and different things, and people go a little bit more stir mad and a little bit more crazy around the full moon. It would seem to set off the lunatics, the crazies. But you'll hear midwives often say that hospitals are, birth rates are higher around the full moon. Teachers complaining that perhaps children are a little bit more hyped or a little bit emotional or a little bit less grounded around the full moon. Just even within yourself, you might find your sleep totally goes off kilter. That used to be a huge one for me. It's not been so bad more recently, but for years I knew exactly when a full moon was coming because I wouldn't sleep for a couple of days prior, and I'd also get an absolute whopper, and I mean an absolute cracker of a headache. Every now and again I still do, but not quite as it used to be, literally like clockwork. And the reality is a full moon can move tides of water. It moves the sea. You get these exponentially high tides. So if it can move oceans of water, it can definitely stir and move with things within us. And then another way to look at it is, I think they say we are something like 70% water. So we're really, and then what's the little meme that goes, is it cucumbers with anxiety? So you just think of all that water within the body. If the moon can move oceans, it can definitely move everything within us. And I think that's quite incredible. And so because emotions are more heightened, they're very much more accessible during a full moon. So it's a perfect opportunity for us to acknowledge them and release them. The idea being that the moonlight illuminates the crevices, the little bits that we stuff things down into inside, the stuff that we don't want to deal with. So I'll put it away, I'll box it up, I'll deal with it later. Basically, that moonlight comes in because it's in the shadows, it's in the night time. It's coming into those shadows and it's highlighting all those cracks and those crevices. Everything that's been suppressed, that's been buried, that we've tucked away is basically illuminated there to come up and to come out. So by choosing to release, we are freeing our bodies and our minds, and we are opening ourselves up for ultimate space of abundance in all areas of our lives to come in. And that's what we really, really want, isn't it? We want to get rid of the dross, we want to get rid of the rubbish, we want to clear out all that toxic yuck stuff, you know, a bit like a computer, and we want to defrag it. You want to get rid of all the junk files and all the old stuff that's slowing it down, the viruses. Just imagine you're doing that. You're clearing out, you know, so that the computer's then, it's up and it's working well, it's not running slowly. You're doing the same for yourself. You're gifting yourself that. And what's incredibly beautiful, and this is something to really, really keep in mind around the full moon, every full moon, whether you're doing this meditation with me, doing it yourself, or you're not doing anything at all, but it's important to remember that your meditations, your prayers, and your dreams, your willingness to forgive and extend love are all magnified tenfold. They're magnified exponentially under the energy of the full moon. So any positivity that you send out now is magnified. So you want to keep it positive. Remember that. So if you're thinking negatively, it's that that's being magnified. So you want to try and keep those thoughts positive. So we really just need to remember what a beautiful, beautiful, lovely way to ask for healing and love to enter into our lives and the lives of our loved ones. It's just wonderful. Like, we have this infinite source that we can tap into just outside of our windows. It's magic, absolute magic. We are currently starting an eclipse cycle. So this is going to be the first of three very, very powerful eclipses at that. So because this is a full moon with a lunar eclipse, this is basically a full moon on steroids. So any work you are doing tonight is going to be mega. It's mega. So just be really gentle on yourselves as well. I am going to be doing quite a heavy and intense meditation with you. It's a deep one. And if you can feel that release coming, if you find that a few tears and things come, that's fine, that's okay. It's, as I say, you're in a safe space, and just trust yourself, trust your higher self, and know that it's coming through for the healing. So a lunar eclipse is much more potent. It's much more potent than the full moon, and it activates what they call the north and the south nodes. Now, in our charts, our astrological charts, I mean, you've probably heard of those, hence your sun sign, your moon sign, Mercury, Venus, blah, 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 blah. But anyway, that's a whole another thing to be talking about. But it activates within our charts these things they call the north and the south nodes. Now, these nodes are directly linked to our past karma and karmic lessons, and our future path and lessons to be learnt, and lessons for this life. So they are the nodes that hold our destiny and our lessons. These are activated during every eclipse. So expect a karmic cycle to be closed out every time we have an eclipse. So you've got, again, got the first of three. So you can imagine this is going to be big. And these nodes are interestingly in Gemini and Sagittarius. This full moon is Gemini, full moon in Sagittarius. There we go. Need I say more? The big boom is coming. Shift, change in the air. Actually, can any of you, have you guys felt that in the last few days actually? That there has finally been just a little bit of a shift in the air after what felt like quite a heavy period of time. I'm finally feeling a little bit lighter the last couple of days, so I hope you guys are too. And just to make you giggle, this is, funnily enough, I'm a Gemini and my moon sign is Sagittarius. So this energy is, this is big energy for me, especially. Normally, actually, I have to say this moon normally kicks my butt. And I normally have a bit of a struggle around this time. At the moment, touch wood, I'm kind of feeling good. I'm feeling positive. I'm feeling quite buzzing. Long may that last. I really hope so. But I'll let you know next month. I don't want to jump on my laurels there and then get to, find that it tips me on my head tomorrow or the following day. So I'll go back to the full moon energy. And the reason the energy is so intense around a full moon is that the energies actually between this, because you've got the sun is fully illuminating the moon, they're both in opposition. And so what we're actually feeling is the polarity between the sun and the moon. So you'll find you're swinging kind of between the two energies, or you're feeling a pull between the two energies. And that's what can really, really heighten that energy. So this will be felt potentially subconsciously if you're not fully aware of what you're tapping into, or you may be very aware of what's going on but maybe not kind of understanding what is happening to you. But you might you might be feeling subconsciously or consciously at the moment a feeling of tug of war between these two energies. So the polarity between your light and your shadows, your shadow sides, and you will basically often feel these tug of wars, this pull between your light and your shadow, until you learn to integrate them. And that's a lot easier said than done. We'll often find we have got on top of it, and then a lesson will come round and boof, off we go again. Off we go again. And you will also find that some months you will feel the energy more than other months. Certain lessons will resonate more than others. It all kind of depends on where you are on your life path at the moment, the journey you're on, the kind of the things you're learning, the things you're experiencing. So some months will resonate with you more than others. Some energy will kick your butt more than others. Kind of, see how you go really. So the Sagittarius energy, so we are in Sagittarius at the moment in terms of the calendar astrological cycle. So Sagittarius likes to dig around in the shadows. It's very natural for that Sagittarius energy. Is adventurous, optimistic, but also restless. Hates to feel contained or thwarted. And then on the absolute polar opposite then, so they're at the opposition at the moment, you've got the Gemini energy, which is this full moon. And that is all about the mind, communication, knowledge and experience. But on the flip side, they have very short attention spans and are easily distracted. I can attest to that. So this full moon in Gemini means that we are very likely to be stuck in our heads at the moment. You might be experiencing reoccurring thoughts, dark times, potentially even insomnia. This full moon energy will prod and poke you until you choose to listen up. You will likely feel the pull and the push between speaking your truth and also wanting to choke back your words and swallow them through the fear of the consequences of speaking your truth. Internally, you might feel like you're screaming. While outwardly, you're going, I'm fine. It's okay. No, don't worry. I'm fine. With Gemini being the sign of duality, it basically means you're in a battle between your two selves, your outer self and your inner self. So you're also your outer world and your inner world. And I think a lot of us are going through that at the moment anyway. It's very kind of apt and fitting to the world as it is at the moment. So denying your feelings and becoming a slave to your pent-up emotions and thoughts invites anxiety in. Denying them leads to resentment, which ultimately is incredibly unhealthy for mind, body and soul, as it eats away at your core with nowhere to go. It's like that analogy of eating the poison apple and basically expecting the other person to die. So your challenge throughout this full moon is to seek balance, to find balance. Find a voice for what is going on in here. Find an outlet for your thoughts and for your feelings, but in a healthy, balanced and safe way. You want to avoid at all costs a big volcano-style combustion. Don't go there, guys. Not under this energy. Definitely try and avoid that as much as possible. Find a safe way to communicate with somebody, where it could be journaling, it could be a letter, it could be just finding a safe space, at the end of the day, to sit down and talk with somebody. But try and find a voice for those inner feelings, those inner emotions. And actually, as I was kind of writing everything up there today, I think I might have been flicking through Instagram, a quote popped up and I thought, actually, this is perfect. And the quote is, "The primary cause of unhappiness is never the situation, but the thoughts we have about it. So beware of the thoughts you are thinking." And not only is that very adapt to the energy, but it's also very adapt to, we need to be very conscious of our thoughts and what we're putting out there under this moon, under these full moons, especially these eclipse moons, because it's being magnified. For those that come along regularly to my full moon meditations will know that I love the term abracadabra. I create what I speak. Isn't that amazing? I create what I speak. Or I speak what I create. It's amazing. So basically your words have so much power. Your thoughts have so much power. So yes, be super conscious of that at the moment. Right, in a moment we are going to move into our first meditation. And normally I would actually talk about this a little bit after the meditation, but with the energy we have going on today, and I'm just feeling drawn to just go through this little bit prior. So it's about letting go. Letting go is very important. Of course it's important. We don't want to be harbouring and holding it onto things. But it's also crucial that in terms of wanting to let go, that we're not completely self-avoidant and just assume that we go, right, we let go and they're gone. That the issues, the thoughts, the emotions, the problems, that they're gone. So whatever's going on for you at the moment, and I'm sure you have a fairly good idea already before going into this meditation and into the exercises, what you would like to release. I would like you, especially with the meditation we're going into in a minute, I would like you to be with it. Firstly, sit with it. Let it in. And let it deep. Really, really feel it. And I know that's uncomfortable. It's not easy. We want to be avoidant. We want to keep it on the surface. We want it just gone. But the reality is the only really true way of healing ourselves is to actually let it in. Give your experiences the attention they deserve. It may take a moment. It could take many years. But do not shame yourself for holding on to what yet has to be resolved. It can be very, very hard to let go of something when it is still occurring, when it is still very present, when it is still very valid. It can be eternally impossible, or you think you might have healed and something comes and it comes around again. So do not shame yourself if you are struggling to let go of something. And also do not feign a resolution. Do not pretend that you feel you have healed or that you have let it go. Because when things are ready to shift, they will shift. They will move. But while working with yourself and alongside yourself, keep the intention of letting go. So have the intention of letting go, but just know that it will go when it is ready, and do not shame yourself or feel guilty. Things will move as and when the time is right. Right, guys, I would like you to make yourself comfortable, and we are going to go into our first meditation. I am going to just spritz some more moon spray, so take in a deep breath and allow this just to absorb into you. Make sure you're comfortable. Find a lamp or a candle or a light, something that you feel that you can rest your gaze or close your eyes. Make sure that you're warm and that you're in a comfortable position. And when you're ready, I would like you to take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Feel that breath move through your nose, down through your throat and into your chest. Feel your chest expand and then contract. Feel your stomach rise and fall. Allow your breath to settle into its own natural rhythm. With every breath, feel your body relax further and deeper. Know that you are safe. Know that your body is safe. Know that your mind and your emotions are safe. when you are ready, I would like you to imagine a beautiful, pure, white, illuminating, cleansing ball of light. Imagine that light hovering right in front of you. You can feel its raw, majestic, cleansing energy. On your next breath in, I would like you to imagine you are breathing in this purifying light. Imagine it moving in through your nose and up into your head space. Allow this light to whirl and swirl, to move freely, easily, curling, bending, infiltrating. Know that this purifying, cleansing white light is going to work with you to help you release all that no longer serves you and holds you down or holds you back. This lovely purifying white light is going to help you remove any blocks, any fears, any anxieties, any hurts, any wounds, any anger, any triggers, any resentments, any stresses, any burdens. It's also going to help you clear karmic cycles and generational patterns. And as you breathe in this beautiful, purifying white light, I want you to imagine that you're breathing out the dark, you're breathing out the rubbish. So you breathe in the light and you breathe out the dark. As that white light is flowing through your headspace now, moving through the crevices, nourishing, cleansing and healing the mind. I want you to release any feelings of unworthiness, abandonment, loneliness, insignificance, any feelings of feeling lost, aimless, or directionless. And any feelings of being undeserving. Now allow that light to slowly move down into the throat, soothing, clearing, cleansing. Allow it to release and heal and clear any feelings of disconnectedness, of meaningless, of loss of intuition, of feeling lost in life, any inability to make decisions, of feeling out of control, frustration, tension, or feeling out of alignment. Breathe in the light and breathe out the dark. Release any fear of speaking up, any swallowed words of hurt, anger, pain. Release any spoken words said in anger, frustration, and pain. Let go of any frustration at not being heard. Feelings of being suppressed, shut down, or muted. Or being over vocal, harsh, hurtful, or judgmental. Breathe in the light and breathe out the dark. As that beautiful bright white light now filters down into the chest, allow it to flow down your arms, down to your wrists and your fingers. Allow it to flow down into your chest space. Around the rib cage, the lungs, the heart. Curling, whirling and swirling, healing, cleansing, illuminating. If you can now, tune in to the beat of your heart. That gentle, steady, beautiful rhythm that gives you life. But that also holds lifetimes of karmic patterns and generational cycles. Be sure to tell your heart it's safe to let go. And when you are ready, breathe in the light and breathe out the dark. Release fear. Release fear of commitment, fear of being hurt, the need to be guarded, release heartache, loss, grief and pain. Release the inability to give or receive love. Let go of being closed off or incompassionate. Release any grudges. The need to be hard-hearted or give tough love. Let go of the inability to forgive both yourself and others. Let go of any self-loathing or inability to love yourself. Breathe in the light and breathe out the dark. Now allow that beautiful white light to flood down into the stomach area. Allow it to flow through the body, mingling around all the organs, all the crevices. And as it hits your solar plexus, breathe in the light and breathe out the dark. Release powerlessness, fear, victimization, giving away your power, any inability to take action. Release low self-esteem, anxiety, shame, resentment, anger, and worthlessness. Breathe in the light and breathe out the dark. As that light moves down past your belly button towards your sacral, release any feelings of hurt, distrust, confusion, struggle. Release abuse. Release and let go of any unhealthy beliefs around sex and your body. Any blocks to becoming intimate. Any unhealthy self-image that you may hold. Let go and release any lack of creativity, any unsuccessful and toxic relationships. Let go of guilt, and the inability to feel or receive pleasure in life or to experience joy. Breathe in the light and breathe out the dark. Now allow this beautiful white light to flood into your pelvic area and to your root. And release any feelings of being stuck, sluggish, stressed, frazzled. Let go and release any feelings of abandonment. Release financial struggles. Rocky and unstable foundations. Feelings of not being safe. Let go of any feelings of being unwanted, of being unconfident, of not having enough, of not being enough. Any feelings of lack, anger, or hatred, of not being good enough. Breathe in the light and breathe out the dark. Allow this white light now to flood the rest of your body. Allow it to move down from your hips to your knees, to your ankles, to your toes. Cleansing, illuminating, purifying, healing. I'm going to leave you for a couple of minutes shortly with this beautiful light. Allow it to run freely now through your body. Allow it to soak into every cell, every muscle, every bone, every vein, every organ, every crevice. Allow it to absorb into the body. And if you notice any areas that perhaps felt blocked or stagnant or you struggled with most, allow that light now to flood those areas. I will give you a few moments now. When you are ready, I would like you to slowly and gently, very gently, start to bring awareness back to your breathing, its rhythm within your body. The sensation of the chair or the bed beneath you, the clothes on your skin, the sounds. Start to bring yourself back into the present moment and back into the room. Wiggle your toes and your fingers if you need. And when you're ready, allow yourself to be fully present and back in your space. Okay, beautiful souls, I hope you did okay. I know that that can be quite an intense meditation, but I felt it was appropriate for the energies, and bearing in mind we are closing out huge cycles at the moment. It seemed a great way just to, bring out what needs to come up to be healed. We are now going to move into our let go and release exercises. So if you have got a pen and paper to hand, it would be like if you want to grab them now, that's great. I say if not, feel free just to do the work in your head, or you can go away and do it later. Whatever suits yourselves, really. There's no right or wrong way to do this. So the first part of any form of healing is to work on ourselves. Not very comfortable, not very easy. It can often be easier to just kind of push the blame elsewhere, push our frustrations and our anxieties and things elsewhere. But the reality is, first and foremost, sorry guys, a bit dirty here in a minute. Healing has to start with us. First and foremost, we cannot heal anything outside of ourselves or with anybody else until we have done the work on ourselves. So first and foremost, healing starts with us, within us. We live very much in a world of more. Please sir, can I have some more? We are bombarded continuously via social media, TV, radio, adverts, billboards, shops, on this need for external validation, for the need for more. We are always being encouraged to be more fit, more healthy, to eat better, to be more spiritual, to be more, you get the idea. More. In other words, constantly pointing the finger at us and saying, you're not enough. You're just not enough. You need to work harder. You need to be more. You need to be more this, more that, which can leave us kind of floundering. You could feel like maybe a swan, gliding on the surface, but underneath, paddling hard. Like, I'm having to work really, really hard to be anything. So the reality is, we will never, ever find true happiness and contentment if we are constantly seeking acceptance and validation outside of ourselves. We will not get that thing we need in here from outside. As much as we think we might, we won't. Go back to that self-avoidant behaviour, that need to shop, to drink, to self-medicate, to comfort eat. All these things come in because we're trying to plug a bucket with the wrong things. That bucket will still leak until it's fixed correctly. And often what will happen is then we sit in victim mode. And victim mode allows us to wallow, which is not particularly healthy. Let's be honest, it's not. Like, don't get me wrong, we all need to every now and again have a wallow. It's natural, it's human nature. I can be very good at it. I can put my hand up and say that. I think we all need, every now and again, we need to have a little wallow. But as long as we don't sit there and we don't stay there. So looking at ourselves is incredibly hard. It's probably one of the hardest things you will ever do. One of the most uncomfortable things you will ever do. And one of the most long and ongoing things you will ever do. It's never done. But we are the only ones that have the power to change ourselves. We have to find a way of finding our calm in the storm. So, a bit like we are bombarded constantly with this concept of more, the new car, the bigger house, the better furniture, the new decor, the new clothes, the gym passes. We need to find that core of inside, knowing actually we're okay, just as we are. We are enough just as we are. Okay, it's nice to have a new outfit, it's nice to have a nice house, and it's nice to have a nice car, and it's nice to be able to do X, Y, and Z, or do this and do that, but it isn't the core of who you are. It's not what gives you substance. So find that calm in that crazy storm. Imagine you're a tree with really, really deep roots. Those winds are coming and blowing everything around. The branches might blow, you might get your head turned here or there, or have a desire for this or that, but fundamentally your roots are strong and the tree holds strong. So what is often triggered when we go through lessons and we find ourselves going into that kind of victim mode and finding that need to heal is that it is triggering our shadow self, our shadow side. That is the side of us that we often want to reject, we don't want to deal with. It's the stuff that you want to bury, the stuff that's just uncomfortable. When the truth is, we are not we're not duality, we are whole. And I often use the example of that yin-yang sign. So you've got the circle, and you've got the white circle within the dark, and the dark circle within the white. We cannot be whole without our shadow and our light. So it's actually if we choose to deal with what we perceive as our weaknesses and our issues and our struggles and the stuff we don't want to deal with, they can often turn out to be our biggest strengths. So don't necessarily be scared by what gets triggered when we're doing this work. It's lessons for us, it's something to learn. Not always easy, for sure, but it's something to learn. Right, guys, have you got your pens and paper to hand? Or if not, just feel free to answer in your head. So the first little exercise we're going to do is some questions, some Gemini-esque, energy-esque questions that are asking you to be a bit self-reflective on perhaps your behaviours over the last while. Okay, question 1. Have I been too superficial, gossipy, or flighty? Just write it down. It's simple format, it doesn't have to be too complicated. These are just really designed to trigger, basically, just to make us think. They say they may be appropriate, they may not. Some may resonate, some may not. But it's just to kind of trigger that self-work within us. So have I been too superficial, gossipy, or flighty? second question, have I been glossing over others' feelings? Question number 3. Have I been too quick to change my mind, or have I been too restless? And question number 4, have I done enough to expand my mind recently? Now I'd like you to also potentially just have a little dig around. Consider any thoughts, any behaviours, any actions, intentions that maybe you don't feel were your best you, that you weren't your best self, perhaps you didn't behave in the best manner, you reacted a little bit more extreme than you needed to. But if you feel that there's anything you want to get off your chest about perhaps how you have behaved or responded or reacted or thinking of late, now is a great time just to jot a few of these down. It doesn't have to be too much, just a list or draw or a little bubble diagram, whatever suits you. I'll just give you a minute there just to pop a few bits down. Okay, so now we have looked at ourselves. We then want to move on to being able to release and let go of all the other stuff. The people, the situation, the things, the circumstances that hurt us, that weigh us down, that trigger us, that block us, that make us feel less than, that keep us up at night worrying, that play over and over in our head. We want to let all that go. Because though feelings like anger and frustration and resentment and things like that are very, very normal, they're very natural, and I need to really kind of make sure you understand that they're not bad emotions. They're really not bad. In fact, they're very normal, they're very natural, they're very healthy, as long as they're within reason. And they're used as stepping stones on the healing journey, and we don't sit there and stew in it and basically rot away in the acid of it. Like they can be hard emotions, like resentment builds basically from a persistent anger of continual injustice and things not being kind of can't even think of the word, sorry guys, nothing ever being resolved, and that's where resentment can build, and that can be a really hard emotion to shift. So this is where the self-work can kind of come in, because basically these emotions, these feelings, these more toxic energies, if they sit within the body, they start to consume it. And that's the vibration we end up putting out. It's not the vibration we want to be putting out, but it's the vibration we end up putting out. So we're attracting then in, if you look at the law of attraction, we're attracting in really pretty much the opposite to what we want to be. So definitely acknowledge that they're not bad emotions, they're essential emotions, but we just don't want to sit and fester in them. So as much as we like to maybe say, well, sometimes isn't it better to be angry than it is to feel like a victim and be helpless and hopeless, the reality is the only person that is really truly probably suffering is you. Like we used that analogy earlier, it's like taking a bite of the poison apple or swallowing the poison from the bottle and expecting the other person to die. The only person really suffering is yourself. So forgiveness really is for you. Letting go really is for you. It's freeing you up. When one heart forgives, two hearts are set free. And I can't think of the exact quote. Again, I use this one quite a lot in my full moon meditations, but it's beautiful. If your hands are too full of grudges, they're not free to catch blessings. It's probably not quite the right phraseology, but you probably get what I'm saying. So I'd like you to now get your piece of paper, and you can write, you can draw, you can make a list, you can write a letter, you can do a bubble diagram. But I'd like you now to spend a couple of minutes and just really let go and write down everything that you need to release, everything that you want to let go of. This is the hard bit with not having you guys in the room with me. I don't know how kind of you're getting on with your lists. But what I would like you to do, and this is entirely up to you, you can either do it now or you can do it at the end of the meditation. But if you'd like to do it shortly, I would like you to go to the window or go to the door and take your lighter or your matches, and with the intention really felt from the heart, I would like you to, in your mind's eye and from your heart, say, I release all that no longer serves me. So literally that's simple. I release all that no longer serves me. And I'm going to say, and I surrender to the divine. I release all that no longer serves me, and I surrender to the divine. And perhaps what you could do, guys, is maybe give me a thumbs up on the chat thing when you're back, so that I don't kind of move on without anybody. Good. Wonderful, thank you guys, thank you. Right, so I've just suddenly had a bit of a change the way I'm going to do things. So sometimes now I would do a bit of a gratitude exercise, because I think once you've released and you've let go and you've opened up that space for abundance and wonderful stuff to come in, it's nice to fill that space with gratitude. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it as part of the meditation as we wind out. Just swinging with it here. So I think what we will do now is we'll move into our final meditation. But this is also going to include that lovely top up of gratitude to fill the abundant space that we have created. So if you would like to make yourself comfortable once again for me. And when you are ready, take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Allow your breathing to fall into its natural rhythm, while remembering that you are safe. In every way, you are safe. Now that you have opened beautiful space within you that is flowing with this beautiful lunar energy, we are going to top ourselves up with gratitude. I would like you to now think of one or two things or people or situations that you are grateful for. When you have them in your mind's eye, I want you to truly, truly, from your heart space, feel that gratitude. Allow it to vibrate out like a beautiful pink, pulsing energy. Allow it to pulse through you from your head, throughout your body to the tips of your toes. Now allow it to vibrate outwards into the space around you, into the room around you, into the house around you, into the community around you, out into the world at large. Know that the more we find to be grateful for, the more we really do have to be grateful for. Life really is beautiful and so abundant on so many levels. Welcome in abundance to your life in all levels, in all areas. Welcome it in, no resistance, no blocks. Welcome it in with open arms. When you are ready, I would like you to now imagine a bubble around you. This bubble can be whichever colour you want or need it to be. This is your bubble. This bubble is your safe space. Play around with your bubble a moment. Pull it in close and tight to you, and then push it out further away. Now within your bubble, I would like you to place anything that you feel makes you happy, makes you feel safe. You can be as playful or serious as you need to be. This is yours, your place. A bubble that you can take anywhere with you at any time and access at any time, anywhere. Now around the outside of your bubble, I would like you to place a mirrored surface, a shiny surface. Know that this shiny surface acts like a shield. And I would like you to place the intention on this shield that nothing that is not for your highest good, for your greatest good, can enter your bubble, your safe space. That it will be reflected back to sender with love. Know that as you leave this full moon meditation this evening, that you are protected, you are loved, you are safe, and that you are fully prepared to step into the week ahead of you and face whatever challenges may come your way. This bubble is your armour, and that you have access to it at all times. In your own time, slowly and gently start to bring awareness back to your body, your breath, the feel of the surface beneath you, any niggles and aches and pains from sitting down too long. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. And in your own timing, bring yourself back into your present space. Well, I cannot thank you enough, you beautiful people, you beautiful souls, for joining me tonight. I have really enjoyed it. I'm hoping it's been okay for yourselves as well. It's very strange talking to myself there for an hour and a half and not really knowing kind of how it's going and being able to read the room. And I hope I was able to give you enough time to do the activities and what have you. So each full moon, you know, the energy is different, the activities are slightly different, the meditations are slightly different depending on kind of what energy it is around that for that month. So I hope that it just helped you to end your weekend on a relaxing note. That it will help you through the next few days with the intense eclipse full moon energy that we have coming. And just know, I'm always here if anyone ever needs to message or anything. I'm always here. I'm always at the end of a message. I will get back to you as soon as I can. Any questions? Oh, and I do have to note, and I meant to say this earlier on, you might be wondering why we have a naked Christmas tree. We discovered we had no Christmas lights that worked, so I haven't been able to decorate the tree yet, much to the kids' disgust. So yeah, anyway, probably looked like I had a naked Christmas tree sticking out of my head the whole time. But just wanted to, once again, thank you so very much for taking time out of your evening to share this time with me. I'm really grateful, I'm really privileged, and it's always a pleasure. And I really hope that the upcoming lunar energies over the next few days treat you well and not too harshly. And and just allow, and just kind of allow anything that is coming up to be released and to let go, and know that it's nothing to be too scared of, that it's coming up to be transmuted, and to help you move forward and to be your best self. So much love and light to you beautiful souls, and I will see you soon. And thank you very much, Jeanette. Thank you. Anyway, I hope to see you all again soon. Okay, thanks so much, guys. Nights. Bye.